A major immigration crackdown has unfolded in Europe, and South Africans are at the center of the story. Ireland has deported 42 South African nationals who were found to be living illegally in the country, spending more than 735,000 euros or approximately US dollar 845,000 on a single deportation operation. The deportees included men, women, and children, many traveling as family units. The move has reignited debate about immigration enforcement, border security, asylum policies, and the growing migration pressures facing countries across the world. But why did Ireland take such drastic action? Why were these South Africans deported? And what does this tell us about the changing global immigration landscape? Stay tuned. And before we continue, please subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications for more international news and analysis. Let's get into it. Ireland has carried out one of its largest deportation operations of the year, removing 42 South African nationals who were found to be living in the country illegally. The operation took place at Dublin Airport, where immigration authorities escorted the individuals onto a charter flight bound for Johannesburg. According to Irish authorities, the group consisted of 9 men, 18 women, and 15 children.
This operation by the National Immigration Bureau is the latest deportation of those living here illegally who refuse to leave voluntarily. 42 South African nationals were removed on a chartered plane overnight. The Department of Justice says the cost of the return flight is €735,000. That's an average of $17,500 per person deported. This chartered flight left Dublin Airport at 3:30 yesterday afternoon and landed in Johannesburg at 4 a.m. this morning. Among those deported were 9 men, 18 women and 15 children who were all part of family groups. 2 of those on board had committed a crime while here. So far this year, 4 flights have deported 172 people, including 67 EU citizens involved in crime. Last year, 205 people were removed from the country on 6 chartered planes.
We would actually encourage everyone to leave who's given notice that they no longer have a right to remain in the country. And it's important we work with both individuals and with families to point out that in the event of being told that you're not going to be given a permission to remain, that we will first of all voluntarily ask you to leave. Failing that, we will serve you with a deportation notice, and at that point you should leave.
Gardaí medical staff, an interpreter and a human rights observer all travelled to South Africa with those being deported. The Justice Minister says further operations will take place in the coming months. Paul Quinn, Virgin Media News.
We're all shouting like fucking off.
Believe me, apparently there is an eviction going on in Ireland. Just like South Africa's xenophobic style, the Irish people are moving from door to door, evicting migrants from their apartment. And now here's the crazy part. Why this is going on, there's also a sector in that same island that just made a Nigerian lady their first black female mayor of the city. Crazy, eh?
21 years ago, she chose Galway as her home. Today, Helen Ogbu has been chosen to serve as its first citizen. A native of Nigeria, she is the first person of migrant background to serve as mayor of the city of Galway. A proud occasion for her family in Ireland and Nigeria.
Galway is called the city of cultures, right? But I think today really cements that. So we're all really proud. We're all really showing out today. I think she's going to be our best mayor yet.
She has represented us well here as a well-trained individual, caring.
It hasn't always been an easy path in politics for the new mayor.
I think the wonderful speeches of support from councillors from every party this evening in the council chamber showed that people want to face down the bullies, that racism has no place in Galway, and that the sort of hate speech and hate language, the vile stuff we saw online, is not reflected in the enormous support and warmth for Helen Ogbrew as mayor of Galway City today.
I want Galway's reputation as a welcoming city to have real meaning for everyone who makes a home here, so that whether you were born in Galway, in another country, you will feel a valued citizen who belongs in this beautiful city.
The themes of belonging and community will be the focus of her mayoralty.
It all goes to the people of Galway City for actually believing in me, for giving me this opportunity, giving me the mandate, for actually voting for me.
This operation by the National Immigration Bureau is the latest deportation of those living here illegally who refused to leave voluntarily. 42 South African nationals were removed on a chartered plane overnight. The Department of Justice says the cost of the return flight is €735,000. That's an average of 17,500 per person deported. So far this year, 4 flights have deported 172 people, including 67 EU citizens involved in crime. Last year, 205 people were removed from the country on 6 chartered planes.
You couldn't make this up if you tried. 42 South African nationals have been deported from Ireland, and it's being quoted that Ireland spent €800,000 deporting these South Africans. It is said that some of them were criminals. This is why they were deported. At the very precise time, South Africans are deporting other black Africans from South Africa, saying that they are stealing their jobs. It is incoherent what they are doing. Like one South African guy, he gave an interview and he said that he is chasing away foreigners because he himself has not been able to afford to buy a car, and he sees foreigners driving cars. And it hasn't occurred to this individual that those foreigners don't just get given cars, they work for it. They are stealing shops without an understanding of how to run a business, where to get their merchandise from, how to do trade and all of this. Now, they have stolen all these people from other Africans, and you know what? No good will come out of it. You should know yourselves that everything was stolen from you, and I know you're pretending not to understand the history of South Africa, but you will learn your lesson. You can steal from those poor people, you can steal their blood, sweat, and tears, but no good will come out of it. And you know what? We will sit back and we'll be watching.
The flight landed in South Africa on Friday morning. The deportation operation was conducted by Ireland's immigration enforcement authorities after deportation orders had been issued. Officials stated that the individuals had either exhausted their legal options to remain in the country or had failed to take up opportunities for voluntary return. Under Irish immigration law, individuals who remain in the country illegally may face removal if they do not regularize their status. What has attracted even more attention is the cost of the operation. Irish Justice Minister Jim O'Callaghan revealed that the initial cost of the deportation flight was approximately €735,000. However, officials indicated that the final amount could be even higher once all invoices and operational expenses are calculated. The figure has sparked debate among Irish taxpayers, with some questioning the high cost of immigration enforcement. According to Irish authorities, the deportation operation forms part of a broader effort to strengthen immigration controls and ensure compliance with national laws. Minister O'Callaghan emphasized that Ireland's immigration system must remain rules-based and that enforcement measures are necessary to maintain public confidence. He argued that deportation orders are an important part of ensuring that immigration laws are respected. The Irish government also noted that South Africa is legally classified as a safe country of origin. This means that South African citizens seeking asylum in Ireland face a higher burden of proof when claiming protection. Applicants must provide evidence showing that they face a direct threat to their safety if they return home. Without such evidence, asylum claims are unlikely to succeed. Authorities further disclosed that 2 individuals among the deported group had previous criminal convictions in Ireland. Although no additional details were released, the revelation has added another layer to the public discussion surrounding the operation. Supporters of stricter immigration enforcement argue that governments have a responsibility to remove individuals who violate immigration laws. The latest operation marks the 4th deportation charter flight conducted by Ireland this year. Previous deportation flights reportedly removed another 130 people from the country. Among those deported were several European Union citizens who were removed on grounds related to criminal activity. The figures suggest that Ireland is increasingly adopting a tougher approach to immigration enforcement. The story also highlights a growing contradiction facing South Africa. While South African citizens are being deported from countries such as Ireland for immigration violations, South Africa itself is grappling with its own immigration challenges. The country has experienced rising tensions over undocumented migration, leading to protests and growing anti-immigration sentiment in some communities. In recent months, concerns about illegal immigration have become a major political issue inside South Africa. Community groups and activists have organized demonstrations demanding stricter immigration enforcement. These campaigns have generated heated debate across the country, with supporters arguing that undocumented migration places pressure on jobs and public services. Others have warned that such rhetoric risks fueling xenophobia and discrimination. Economic conditions have further intensified the debate. South Africa continues to struggle with unemployment rates exceeding 30%. Many citizens are frustrated by economic hardship and limited job opportunities. As a result, immigration has become a highly emotional and politically sensitive issue. Meanwhile, several African countries have raised concerns about the treatment of their citizens inside South Africa. Reports of harassment, displacement, and anti-foreigner demonstrations have prompted diplomatic discussions. Governments across the continent are increasingly monitoring developments and seeking ways to protect their citizens abroad. Analysts say the situation reflects a broader global trend. Across Europe, North America, Africa, and other regions, governments are facing growing pressure to tighten immigration controls while also respecting human rights obligations. Balancing border security with humanitarian concerns has become one of the most difficult policy challenges of the modern era. For South Africans watching this story unfold, the deportations serve as a reminder that immigration laws are becoming more strictly enforced around the world. For governments, the incident highlights the growing complexity of migration management. And for migrants themselves, it underscores the importance of maintaining legal status and understanding immigration requirements. As Ireland continues strengthening its immigration enforcement efforts and South Africa grapples with its own migration challenges, the debate is unlikely to disappear anytime soon. The movement of people across borders remains one of the defining issues of the 21st century. And stories like this show just how complicated the issue has become. Do you believe countries should enforce stricter immigration laws, or should governments focus more on creating legal pathways for migrants? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this report, please subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications for more international news and analysis. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.